The next few weeks, we're going to be talking about our stewardship of time and talent and treasure God has given us, how we can share our God-given time and talent to reach wide, build faith, and grow deep. Next week, we'll be talking about our stewardship of treasure, but this week we'll be talking about our stewardship of time and talent and about the ministry fair outside. Okay? You guys know where we're at? Yes, Father. Great. Okay, please stand. Thank you. And please lift your arms. There we go. And keep them up. Perfect, like you're praying. Awesome. So, in the first reading, we heard the book of Exodus, how Moses led the people out of slavery in Egypt. Keep your arms up. And they were ambushed by the Amalek people. And Moses said to Joshua, his lieutenant, you go down there and take some guys and fight them, okay? Okay, so you guys go down and take care of them, and I'm going to go up this hill. Okay, so that's what Moses said. I'm going to go up and stay safe on the hill. He's no dummy. Good, good. Keep your arms up. You're doing great. But Moses had a plan. You know, he brought up that hill, he brought up with him Aaron and Hur, two other guys, Aaron and Hur, H-U-R, to be with him. Because you see, when Moses, hands up. When Moses kept his hands up, like in the picture, the battle went well. But he had this big, heavy staff, and he got tired because it was going on for not just a moment, but for hours. And his arms getting tired, and he was getting more tired. And then they would lose the battle, so he had to push his arms back up, to win the battle. So Aaron and Hur, he brought along to stand one on either side, just like in the picture. You know what they did? They held up his arms. So hold up somebody's arms next to you, okay? Deacon Dave, you get my arms. Alicia, come up here. Okay. Grab an arm. Grab somebody's arm. Oh, this is great. Oh, man, nice. Feels good. So hold up somebody else's arm, if see who's lucky one, get your arms. This is nice. You should try this. So that's what he did. Otherwise, his arms get tired and he would lose the battle. But with Aaron and Hur on either side, they won the day. They carried the battle. Isn't that amazing? Moses couldn't do it on his own. He needed Aaron and Hur at his side. Now, it was the Lord, keep your arms up, it was the Lord who brought them out of slavery, out of Egypt. The Lord did the heavy lifting, brought them to Mount Sinai where they made the covenant with him, and it was the Lord who led them through the battles to the promised land. So the Lord did the heavy lifting. Moses was his chosen prophet to lead the people, but Aaron and Hur had a critical role to play. Absolutely important. Just like when we bring forward bread and wine to the altar, it's the Lord who transforms it into the body and blood of Christ. But the Lord doesn't transform air. We have to do our part and bring forward the bread and wine. And that becomes, whatever we bring, the Lord can use that, make that sacrament for our salvation. Keep your arms up. Okay, so keep them up, Like, we just had a hurricane. I can remember when I was a kid, my dad would go up on the roof to fix the roof, and my job, all 60 pounds of me, was to hold the ladder. And, just to hold the ladder, so when he got down that ladder, he wouldn't fall off the ladder. Small role, not really that important, but for a moment there, it mattered everything, to hold the ladder. I was like Aaron and Hur, helping my dad. Or you might have a neighbor who's rushed to the hospital, a heart attack, chest pains, and you go to the hospital with the wife, and you sit in the waiting room with them, just being with them, like Aaron and Hur, lifting up their arms. How's that feel? Getting tired? That's what it takes to win the battle. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Okay, hands down. Sit down. Thank you, guys. You're good. All right. Woo! You guys, thanks Aaron, thanks Hur. The parish is like Aaron and Hur. Through ministry, we lift others up to the Lord. Through ministry, we lift others up to the Lord. That's what we do as a parish, sharing our blessing, the time, talent, and treasure. Now, after communion, you'll hear a brief witness of ministry, about the ministry fair. But let me just share with you, Father Charlie Johnson, he was visited a couple weeks ago when Father Valera was away on a pilgrimage. And Father Charlie Johnson said to me afterwards at the rectory, he says, Father David, you got a great, I really enjoyed doing Mass with you all. He goes, he's gone to lots of parishes. This is his job as a vocation director for the Dominicans. And so he says, this was a parish where I definitely felt welcomed, and above all, the liturgical ministers at Mass, they were really well prepared. They were reverent, they were gracious, they weren't too uptight, but they knew what to do and they did it well. And so the Mass just flowed. He said, you got great, the ushers, the greeters, the servers, the readers, the musicians, the choir, deacons, sacristans, Eucharistic ministers, so many people, he said, and it's amazing that they all work together as one and to make the Mass so beautiful. So that was not me saying that, it was an outsider coming around, and he had those things to say about our liturgical ministries. So many people it does take to make this Mass happen. And we don't notice until they don't do it. They don't show up. But they're there faithfully, week after week. So anyhow, just join me and let's give a round of applause of thanks to as many liturgical ministers. You know who you are. You know who you are. Thank you. Thank you. In a way, you're just lifting up our arms, making my life able to do the Mass. And of all of us, you're lifting us up, so we can celebrate the sacrifice of the Mass. So my vision is that someone from every family is part of a ministry. Not everyone from the family, but someone from every family is part of a ministry in this parish. Not part of 10 ministries, but a ministry. That you look at your time and talent and how God has blessed you, and you put that at the service of others, to lift them up, So one person in a ministry, one person from a family. And in doing so, that joy of serving, and caring for others, not just caring about yourself or immediately concerns. It opens up a whole new world. You get to know other people and make new friends. But above all, like Aaron and her, you get to help others and be part of God's great plan. Because that's how we win the battle. That's how we carry the day together in the Lord.